Hello everyone. Welcome to my new video on patterns. Patterns are very important and they are asked in many of the interview coding rounds. So I have made this video for you. So here I'll be telling you about how to approach such problems and then how to start coding. So let's see. The first pattern which I have to analyze here is the star of pyramid kind of. So the first step to approach these problems is we have to figure out the line number. What is a line number? So this is line number one, this is line number two, this is three, this is four, and five. After figuring out the line number, we have to see what is the relationship between the line and the number of stars in that line. So in this first line, we have one star. In the second, we have two stars. In the third, we have three stars, four, five. So there's a direct relationship. So if I run a for loop, where I ranges from 1 till 5. So whenever I is 1, I have to print 1 star. Whenever I is 2, I have to print 2 stars and so on. So the line number and star number will be same. So let's try to code it in Colab and see how it will be. I'm taking a screenshot of this and let's move to Colab. So this is my pattern which I will be printing. So first step is to know till where we have to go. So here we are taking from 1 till 5. So let's say my length is 5. I have to start from 1 and have to go till 5. Now I will define one for loop for I in range length. Print I. What it will do, it will start from 0 and go till length. So it will print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I run this, so it is going from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and not 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So coming back here, I will do one thing. I will start my loop from 1 and go till length plus 1. Then if I run it again, now I can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which aligns with my line number. Now, straightforward, we just have to print as many stars as the line number is. So instead of printing I here, I can print stars here. But you see, the star is coming only one time because loop is running, and once it goes inside, it prints the star one time. But I wanted to print it I times, so I can just do into I. Now if I print, I can see it is star, 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 3, 4, and 5, which is the required pattern we are trying to solve here. So this is how we can simply step by step approach to solve these patterns. Now let's go and move on to the other pattern. The same inverted one. So here, if I see, first of all, we'll figure out the line number. So line number is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then number of stars. So at last, our goal is to figure out what is the relationship between this line number and stars. So here my stars are 5. Here it is 4. Here it is 3, 2, and 1. Now if I see if I am doing it 1, then 5, it means I have to do something like 5 uh, minus this number and then plus 1. So it will be like 5 minus 1 plus 1. So 5 is the number of stars. Then second is 5. This is my length. So 5 minus number of line 2. So this is 3. I need to have one more. So it is 4. But it seems like plus 1 is a bit of over thing here. We can do one thing. Instead of starting our line from 1, we can start a line from 0, which is a default thing in for loop. So this is our line number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I try to come up with the relationship, so length is 5, 5 minus number of line 0, straightforward 5, which is number of stars. Then again 5 minus number of line 1, which is 4, which is stars. 5 minus 2, 5 minus 3, 5 minus 4. This is the number of stars we have to print. So let's try to see in Colab how it will look. I'll take a screenshot of this smaller one. Okay. So let me try for I in range length. Now it will start from 0, so it is acceptable. We need 0 only, and length. So I have defined length above here as 5. So we can keep it 5 only. For all my problems, I will be taking length as 5, but you can anytime modify it. So for I in range length of 5, now what I need is we have to print number of stars 5 minus I times. The 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the line number, which is I. So we can do print star into length minus I times. I can close this in bracket. So if I see length minus I times is the relationship, and here is a pattern. 5 stars, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So this is how we can solve the second problem. Coming on to the third problem now. This is a more complicated one, but let's see how to break it down into smaller and simpler parts. So here first step is line. So line number is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now here we have two things. Not only stars, we also have spaces. So this last line starts with exact boundary, but the above one has one space before it. Then one above one has two spaces before it. Then here we have three spaces, and here we have four spaces. Now, while printing this pattern, first we have to print space, then we have to print star. So here we'll be finding out two relationships, relation between the space and the relation between the star. So I have line S1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I will figure out space because we have to print space first. So spaces are just the reverse order. So it's like 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So we can simply see our length is 5. So length 5, 5 minus 1. So here it is 4. Then 5 minus 2. Here it is 3. So 2 we can take from line. So 5 minus 3. So here it is 2. 5 minus 4. Here it is 1. And 5 minus 5, which is 0. So this is how we can come up with space. Now we have to see stars, number of stars. In line number 1, we have 3 stars. Sorry. We have 1 star. In second line, we have 3 stars. In third line, we have 5. Then we have 7. Then we have 9. So these are our odd numbers. Now, if we have to write for odd number, so for even, we used to write if x is equals to 0, then the formula of even is 2x. For odd, if x is something, it is 2x plus 1. So same thing we will be writing here also. So when my I is 1, I can have 2 into I plus 1. So for the first line, if I try, it will be 2 into line which is 1 plus 1, which is giving me 3. But since I have to start it from 1, I need to have 1 minus here. So now if I show you here with the formulas, it will be 2 into 1 minus 1 plus 1. So here it is giving me 1. Output is 1. So 1 star. Then here 2 into 2 minus 1 plus 1. Now this 2 is coming from my line number. So it is giving you 2 into 1 plus 1 is 3. It's giving me stars. Now here I have 2 into 3 minus 1 plus 1, which is equals to 5. And this 3 is my line number. So this is the relation we have found. 2 into line number minus 1 plus 1. And those many stars we have to print after we print the spaces. So let's see. We will try to code it now. I will just clean it a bit so that I can take a screenshot. Okay. Now let's take a small screenshot of this pattern. Okay. So now let me try to print this. Here we have length equals to 5 as we have kept for earlier also. Excuse me. Now for I in range length. Now first I have to print space followed by number of stars. So I will print, first of all, I have to print spaces. So if we see the spaces, nothing but length minus I. So I will print a space. So space we can have like this. Let me just zoom it a bit. So this is my space. How many spaces do we need? We need length minus 1 times, length minus I times. So I will just write here length minus I. This is my space. Second, I have to print number of stars. So for number of stars, first I will print here star. Then how many number of stars we have to print? So we tried to figure out this 2 into length minus 1 plus 1. So this, sorry, not length, this is line number. Line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 into line number minus 1 plus 1. So here I can write 2 into line number, which is I, minus 1, and this whole. So I can just make it one more bracket here, plus 1. So this is what it should be. Let's print it. Now, if you can see here, it starts from 0. That's why the first here is empty and it goes till 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can see my pattern is a bit cut off. So I have to do the change here. I have to start my loop from 1 and go till length plus 1. And yes, this is the pattern which we were looking at. So if you can just break it down into smaller parts, first we are trying to print the number of spaces, and then second we are printing the star. And this is how this pattern has been decoded. So I will show one more problem, which is a inverted of the same triangle. Here if we see, again we will try to figure out first of all line. So line number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then if I find the number of spaces, now here space is 0, here 1 space, here 2 space, here 3 space, here 4 spaces. Now here space is 0, so it can be 1 minus 1. Here it can be 2 minus 1, 3 minus 1, 4 minus 1, 5 minus 1, which is correct. So I have 4 spaces. Now let's try to figure out the stars number. If I try to figure out the stars number, here it is 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. There is not much relationship I can come up from line number to star number. So what we can do here is when we are not able to understand, so first thing which comes in our mind when we see this kind of pattern is it is inverted. It is not 1 to 5, it is going from 5 to 1. So when you are not able to figure out this relation, you can try reversing it and figure out. I will show you now. So let's have now line number starting from reverse order. So our length was 5. So it starts from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see if we can figure out the number of spaces now. So there is no space, 1 space, 2, 3, 4. So this is 5 minus 5. So this 5 is this 5, this is the length. So here we have 5 minus 4. So space is 1. 5 minus 3, 5 minus 2, 5 minus 1. So space, again, we are able to take it out. Now second is stars. Here is 9. So when it is 5, I need to have 9. When it is 4, I need to have 7. So 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. When the line number is 3, I need to have 5. When the line number is 3, I need to have 3. Sorry, line number is 2. Then when it is 1, I need to have 1 star. Again, now we can come up with the same relation we followed in the earlier stage. So it's 2x minus 1 plus 1. So here, if we try true 1 minus 1 plus 1. So this will be 2 into line number minus 1, which is 0 plus 1, 1. So this is coming out correct. Now 2 into 2 minus 1 plus 1. So this 2 is this line number. So this is 2 into 1 plus 1, which is 3, which is correct. Then 2 into 3 minus 1 plus 1, 2 into 4 minus 1 plus 1, and 2 into 5 minus 1 plus 1. So this is the relation we are going to follow. 2 into this x is again our line number. So 2 into x minus 1 plus 1 is the number of stars. Now let's see how we will be coding it. Let's go back to our Colab notebook. For I in range. Now here we need to have a opposite 5 to 1. So it will be starting from length and it will be going till 0. So if I keep 0, it will go till 1. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And my steps will be minus 1. So this, if I show you how it should be. So my the values of I will be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is the steps. This is till where it has to go. It doesn't include the last element. So it went till 1 and starts from 5. Now we can simply try to print our pattern. So first is we have to print the spaces. So print spaces. How many times? The space formula is length minus line number. So we can do asterisk length minus line number, which is I. Then plus. Now then I have to print the number of stars. The formula for stars is 2 into x minus 1 plus 1. So I will print here star into 2 into x minus 1, which is my I minus 1 plus 1. Now let's try to print it. And here we go. We have the same exact mirror image of the above pattern. First, we have printed the space followed by the number of stars we need. So this is how. Okay. Now my next problem is 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is also one of the most asked problem. So here again, we'll start with the same thing we used to do. Line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then second is we have to print the, instead of printing stars, now we have to print digits. So here we are printing 1. When it is 2, we are printing 1 till 2. When it is 3, we are printing 1 till 3. We are print when 4, it is printing 1 till 4. It is 5, we are printing 1 till 5. So kind of ranging from 1 till 5. So it doesn't looks very tough. Let me try to show you how we can approach it while we are coding it. So here we can start our for loop for I in range length. Again, we need to start from 1, and then so we will be going it till length plus 1. Then I can print for, okay, not for, what we have to do, we have to print a kind of ranging. So it's like when I is 1, I have to print 1. When I is 2, I have to print 1 and 2. It's like, let me make a list of it. So if I have a list J for J in range 1 comma I plus 1, and then print J. So print length. So print list. Okay. So this is what. So J will be my for loop, which is going from 1 till I plus 1. So it is always running. So when I is 1, it will go from 1 till 1. Then second, when I is 2, so it will go from 1 and 2. Then when I is 3, it will be 1, 2, and 3. So this is in the form of list. Now we don't want this to be in the form of list. We want them to be stacked together as a string. So instead of printing list, there is a string comprehension we can follow here. No space dot join. We can use our map function, map str comma list. What it will do, it will take each element of the list and it will map it to a string and return it, and will join it with no space. So it should be like if I have 1 comma 2, so it will be 1 2. So this is what my output looks like, and this is what the pattern wanted to have. If you want more information about map function, you can simply search it. It's the the function of map function here is, it will take each element from the list, convert it to a string, and it will add it to the other element with no space in between. So that is the thing. Let's move on. Let's move on to the other pattern, the reverse of it. But here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then so I will give you the line number. So line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have, what we have to print here is we have to print 1 till 5. Then here 1 till 4, which is 5 minus 1. Here 1 till 5 minus 2, 1 till 5 minus 3, 1 till 5 minus 4. So 1 till 5 minus 4 is 1, so it will be 1 itself. Now if I see here, it is 5 minus 0. So instead of starting our loop from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we need to start it 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be easier for us. Anything. Just first thing is to understand the relation, then we can print it. So again, let's move back. For I in range length, comma 0, comma -1. Now, let's do this same thing which we have done earlier. J for I in range, this thing, the reverse loop I'm saying, printless. What happened here is it started from 5, went till 0, and had a -1. So this is one way. We can also start it the way I told here, 1 till 5. So you can take 1, go till length and print it. I am running a opposite loop just to show the difference. It doesn't matter which approach you are following. We can have different approaches to the same problem. Here the loop is different. Loop starts from length, goes till 0 with a break of -1, step of -1. Here I was telling we can have line number 1 till 5. So we can start a loop from 1, go till length. Here start from 1, go till length -1, which is the line number, which is 1 here. Then start from 1, go till 5 -2, which is 2 is a line number. So either this or this, anyone, both can give the same results. Now, the same thing we will try to join it, the same thing we did here, and that is how it will look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. This is our pattern we are trying to solve. There can be even more different ways to try it. So you can try on your own without looking into the result and see if you can come up with the solution. Moving on to the last problem. This is also one of the very popular problems. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. So here line number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if the line is 1, we have to print 1. If line is 2, we have to print 2 2 times. 1 1 time, then 3 3 times, and so on. That is a simple, straightforward solution for it. Let's try. For I in range 1, comma, length +1, because we have to start from 1. Now I can print. Now we have to print what? We have to print 1 into 1 time, 2 into 2 times. So it's like print I into I times. So if I print I into I times, it will give me I into I times. But I need the string of I, not the I. So I can simply remove this I and do stri. So this will convert I into string. So let's say I is 1. So it will be 1 into 1 time. Now if I run this, it is the pattern we are looking for. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.